I know. So improve wo but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi ama grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be bremu. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai ebetimi ama up to £21,000 every year. Now what they are school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport. 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we be up to £21,000, no. Abai betria wo school fees ni ade nyina ma wo. Any for 07904793019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyesika nefetria wo fees. But degree. All I can see sometimes.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? What's their inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Star Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Programme brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Programme this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Star Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A few complaints coming in. Those of you trying to watch us live on Facebook, it seems that the broadcast is getting interrupted here and there. But we are streaming live on the YouTube channel, the Star Radio UK YouTube channel. So if you want to join us, you can go there to join us as well. But I apologize sincerely for the technical error that seems to be going us beyond my control. My technical team are still working behind the scenes to make sure that we get a nice picture. Okay, so just stay in there. Okay, now let's move on to some of the weather forecast, the travel update, and all the rest like I normally do. So you stay tuned, don't touch the dial. But on the weather forecast today, that's before the quote for the day. Before the quote for the day. The quote for the day says, let me bring you that. Now, life will be easy on you for you. Okay, let me take it in. Life will be easy on you and for you if you work hard on yourself, especially on your weakness. Okay, so life will be easy on you and for you if you work hard on yourself, especially on your weakness. So what is your weakness? You need to identify that and then also work on it.
just can't get enough. I will never last a day when you take your love away forever. I'm yours.
By way of the weather forecast, it says there's going to be sunny periods today, but with scattered showers breaking out this afternoon, potentially heavy and with the odd rumble of thunder, rather breezy and little cooler than yesterday. Now tonight, there's going to be a few showers continuing into this evening, but this will die away to leave it dry overnight with predominantly clear skies. A cooler night under the clear skies as well. So that's by way of the weather forecast for you today. Now let's move on to the temperatures. The temperature is going to be, the top temperature is going to be 14 degrees and the lowest is going to be 5 degrees. Pollen level is going to be medium, UV level is going to be medium, and pollution is going to be low. So a bit of a relief for those who suffer from hay fever. But sunset is going to be at 20:13 and sunrise for tomorrow morning is going to be at 05:45 hours. So that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you. But this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. This is Star Radio UK. The time now is 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Let me bring you the travel update. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Yes, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigator wherever you are. I promise our bond. On the roads this morning. On the underground, Bakerloo Central Circle District, Hammersmith City, Jubilee Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Waterloo, Victoria, Waterloo and City and Victoria lines are all working smoothly. London Overground, good service. TFL Rail, good service. DLR, good service. London Trambling, good service as well. On the river bus, we have good services there throughout. But let's see the National Rail, what's going on there. And for once, on National Rail, I tell you, whoopee! Good services throughout. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. It's a Wednesday, of course, so all the Wednesday bonds. Hee-hee! But finally, let's look at the roads proper. On the roads proper, A13 closures there, A3 closures there, A4 closures there, Central London Red Routes closures there, South Circular, A205 closures there as well. That brings us to the end of the travel update for today. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. The moment we have any updates, we'll be bringing your way. But I say, enjoy your commute, keep your eyes on the roads, and good morning. Okay, now let's take this song from Nathaniel Bassey, one carefully selected by me, says, "You are God." So wherever you are, I want you to understand that no matter the circumstances that you're going through, the challenges, listen, some of them are so appalling, you cannot do anything about it. You wish you can turn events around, you can't do anything about it. Listen, When you cannot do anything, you leave it to God, because that is where God specializes in the impossibilities. Okay? So, yeah, let's take the song, You Are God, and enjoy it once I come back to you.
There's no place for argument. You are God all by yourself. You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for argument. You are God all by yourself. Times and seasons in your hands. You called for light out of darkness. You don't need a man to be the God you are, but you have chosen to call me your own. Oh, you are from beginning to the end. There's no place for argument. Oh, you're God all by yourself. You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for argument. You are God all by yourself.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Yes, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London on the Wednesday morning show. With your one and only Archie here. Yes, apologies to all our listeners who follow us on Facebook. Yes, due to some technical errors, our technicians are working behind the scenes to make sure that we get it up and running. But until that is done, we continue with the show. The show must go on. But those of you watching us on YouTube, let me know. Send me a message. Let me know that you are enjoying it as weather is streaming nicely there. Wherever you might be on planet Earth. Because you know what? We are an African and Caribbean radio, worldwide radio station. Let me say it that way. And once again, I want to welcome you all to the greatest program, Star Radio UK and the Morning Show. Okay, I'll be bringing you some updates from Nigeria in a jiffy whilst we wait for Olaimiko Eke to join us. Whilst he's getting himself ready, we take a commercial break, and once we come on, we'll be having updates from Nigeria. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships, and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees, and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time down to 2 minutes past 11. And as you know, today is a Wednesday show, and therefore that program finishes exactly at 12 o'clock to make way for the Prime Minister's Question Time. We'll be taking you straight to the House of Parliament for the Prime Minister's Question Time today. So I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you stay tuned to go there and come with us. Let me say it that way. Come with us. Come with us to the Houses of Parliament for this morning's today's Prime Minister's Question Time. Is going to be fire, as you know it has always been. Okay, now let's go quickly to Nigeria whilst we're trying to get Olaimiko Mukwaya online, but I will bring you some of the updates from Nigeria. Some of the stories talks about, it says, tenure elongation. We fought hard for Congress. We got it. Tinubu, that's what Tinubu is saying, as part of our preparations. He says, as part of preparations towards the 2019 general election, All Progressives Congress, the APC, the national leader of the party, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, on Tuesday, April 24th, said the party fought hard for the conduct of Congress against, which I will bring you more details on that. And newspaper review arrested Melaye jumped out of a police van. Wow. The newspaper review for Wednesday, April 25 leads with Senator Dino Malayi escaping from police van when he was being conveyed to Kogi over arms allegation and the rowdy session of the Senate, among other stories. Now, he say he's strong. Now he's running. Okay, the APC chairmanship, Oyegun speaks on South APC endorsement of Ashimole. Okay, Ashimhole. I hope I pronounced it well. The national chairman of the APC, John Odige Ayegun, described as absolutely childish endorsement of the immediate past governor of Edo, Adams Ashimhole, by South stakeholders of the party to take over from him. And then Nimasa boss slams governor Wike for being a crybaby. The head of Nigeria Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa Dakuku Peterside, has scolded Governor Nyesom Wike of River States to face the problems of the state instead of playing politics with people's life. And then 33 aspirants pick nomination forms as APC inaugurates screening committee. All Progressive Congress APC on Tuesday, April 24, inaugurated the party's screening and appeal committees for aspirants contesting the May 5 primary elections to elect the party's flag bearer for the 2018 Ekiti governorship. Okay, and then finally, some other stories. How candidates cheat during WASI through website. An investigation has revealed how candidates sitting for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination have perfected the art of getting cheap grades through some websites which obtain questions before the start of the exams. Well. Now, the higher the amount that is recovered, the lower that you get. FG re-explains why whistleblower policy. Okay, it said the higher the amount that is recovered, the lower that you get. So no fewer than 8,000 whistleblowers were recorded by the federal government in the last 1 year. The President Advisory Committee Against Corruption has said it. However, not all the leads received a lead to recovery. So, well, that is what seems to be happening. But let me bring you, I'll take a detail of the latter and then we'll move on to some other stories making the rounds in Nigeria today. But my apologies for not being able to bring you Olayomi Koiki, who is on an errand. Okay. I'll be calling him back in a minute. I'll call him back in a minute. So you stay tuned and don't touch the dial. This is Star Radio UK.
This is Star Radio UK.
A quick commercial break and we'll come back to you. Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships, and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with JEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
This is Star Radio UK.
Yes, welcome back to the show. This is Star Radio UK and it's the Wednesday edition of the morning show. Bringing the time now to 8 minutes past 11 and we have Olayomi Koiki who has just joined us. Olayomi, good morning.
It is as usual, and thank you to all our listeners, because without you, there cannot be us. We're there to serve you. We're there to keep you informed of what is happening within the community right here in United Kingdom, like we always say, and also to a lot of us back home, not just in Nigeria, but in Ghana, Kenya, Sierra Leone. We say to you, thank you for being part of the morning show as we take you through the segments where we look into some of the development happening in Nigeria. Another very sad day, we like to say, where 2 Catholic priests was killed in Benue State with 19 of their, followers as well at at one of their. They were having this early morning mass where again Fulani X-Men, they're called, went into an attack, and that is quite a very, very alarming situation now. But just before we go in there, I just want to also look at a post by again one of the commentator, one of the one respected media person in the country by the name of Ayo Akinfe. He has been posting a 10 bullet point almost the last 3-4 years, where when he put this on the Facebook, it kind of generates a lot of comment and conversation on it. Let me just look at the one he has posted this morning. We're going to read about 2 out of it, and then we can take you straight into the update as usual. If you're hearing all kind of noise at the background, again, we're already out. We're in the public transport where there could be some kind of interference. Bus is stopping. You bear with us. But once again, thank you for joining the morning show. Let's just take out of the bullet points that Mr. Ayo Akinfe posted this morning. He says, number 1, I remember Tony Benn once famously said, when change is happening, those on the platform are always the last to get the message. I can tell you that because I have been on the platform myself, as we head into 2019 election in Nigeria, I am sure the elite think it will be business as usual. I think they are in for a rude shock as we are seeing the gathering of the thunderstorm of change in the country at the moment. I will also then read, now the number 2, then we go straight into, the update itself. Never before have we had this number of young candidates run for president and challenge the status quo. Not only are they young and they're urban, but they are actually defying the established order and refusing to go to the godfathers for their blessing and anointment. None of the current candidates, for instance, has an ethnic background as well. And I'm sure Mr. Archie will want to say something on that after the update. Let's now go straight into the update itself. Like we said earlier, protests in Benue as herdsmen killed 2 Catholic priests and 17 others inside the church. Dino Malaye jumps out of a police van, ends up in hospital. Who is Dino Malaye? This has been one of the most outspoken, we could say, of the Senate. He has been under an arrest. I did mention, I think about 2 days ago during the update, that he was on his way on an official trip to Morocco. He was detained. But the funniest part was yesterday there were about 30 policemen that rounded up his house. A lot of issues backward and forward. He wanted to be taken to Lokoja, where he's a senator of that particular state. But because of the problem between him and the state governor in Lokoja, he's saying, if I get to Lokoja, the tendency that I might be killed. So what happened is on their way to Lokoja, which was he wasn't thought he's going to Lokoja, but I think he saw maybe the landmark, that the way this vehicle is going.
Straight to Lokoja.
Oh, he just jumped out of the vehicle and is landed in the hospital as we speak now. Quite a lot of drama, a lot of videos of him sitting down on the floor, a lot of issues and comments going on as well on that. Again, $462 million aircraft. Buhari has committed an impeachable offense, says the rep. Yesterday at the House of Rep, members were upset that the presidency went ahead, made the payment without the approval of the House, in terms of this Tucano aircraft that has been bought from America for $162 million, I want to say. So some of, emotion was taken that, it's an impeachable offense, but that is still an ongoing issue as we speak now. Also, alleged Bado sponsors, Abayomi lost 500 million claims against the police. Lagos makes 103.47 billion naira revenue in 3 months. Lagos, the city of excellence, they will say. There's a three statue that, when you're entering Lagos, Mr. Archer, I don't know whether, you've heard about this story.
Mm-hmm.
One says you must be smart. One says you must not be, you must not be a dollar. And the other one says you cannot afford to be in Lagos without being a smart person. So, Lagos state government is making hell of money in terms of, in the last 3 months, 103 billion naira.
Wow.
Also, how to manage children's savings accounts. My job is a very difficult one, says Yemi Osibajo, the vice president. We know the job of a country of that magnitude must be very difficult because there's a lot, apart from the spiritual forces that is fighting it, there's also internal and external forces as well. Also, federal government has done enough on infrastructure maintenance, and that is the Minister for Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Pashola. This is one person that handled Lagos State very well before it was now handed over, after the election to the current governor, Akinwumi Ambode. But people were expecting a kind of miracle with him in terms of the electric, the electricity of the country. But we know the government is doing as much to revive the electricity, but we also know that millions of people are still going to bed without a full electricity. Just before we round it up, this particular post has been sent before, prior to this update at the Facebook for those that might want to read it further. Also, NEMA DG Director General disagree over 8 billion relief material distribution. NEMA has been the one looking after almost all the emergency sector that has created by the federal government. They've also been looking after so many issues around the country. And also in particular, we will remember when we had the returnees from Libya, Neyman has also been part of it. But the problem again there is there's a disagreement between them and their other sister organization about 8 billion relief material. We've seen cases, Mr. Archie, that some of the relief material that should be given to especially the IDP camp end up in a local market. Who took it down, how it got there is a different story entirely. Just the last but not the least, the Methodist Church to Buhari, empower earthmen to pursue education. And that will be the update coming live all the way from Nigeria and also United Kingdom. Later on this evening, we will be looking at these two individuals. Mr. Archie, their mom was running an orphanage in Nigeria, somewhere in Ibadan. The mother died about a couple of years ago at the age of 45. But at the age of 20, they took the burden task of looking after 40 children, and the number keeps growing in Ibadan. Wow. We would like to know more about them, and I'll be speaking live with them later on from Ibadan City in Nigeria later on this evening on Niger Voices. We also hope to have the security consultant, Mr. Femi Arotokun, to join me during the program as well to look at what took place at the National State Assembly where the maize was stolen last week. That is the update coming live from me, and I'm sure Mr. Archie would then want to know more in terms of our interaction now.
Yes, listeners, that is Mr. Olayo Mikoiki bringing you updates from Nigeria and from our communities here in the UK. And, of course, on the African front, anything that goes on there, he brings your way. But Olayomi, first of all, let's talk about this this statement that one of one of the pronounced people in Nigeria has made pertaining to elections that is going to take place, where he's talking about a new change. He said a new change is coming, and that the fact that the candidates are not going to the, let me put it this way, the gurus for their blessings, but that they are they don't have any ethnic background. When he talked about that ethnic background, I was like, well, they all come from a particular family, and that family comes from a tribe, and they have got that ethnicity and stuff like that. So when he says they don't come from ethnic background, what is he actually talking about there?
Well, I'll give you an example of one of them. Amoyele Sowore was born in Niger State, even though the parents are from Ondo State. Niger State is part of the northern part of the country.
Yeah.
Ondo State is the southern part of the country. We also know of another candidate that is born again in the northern part of the country, but is also from the south. So it looks like what the bullet point that, like I said, this is a bullet point that brings all kind of, the comment goes up to 2,000, 3,000 sometimes, and it keeps going on all the time. So the question is, the ethnic has always been what those in the political power now has been using to win elections. So we might not be able to see that because the momentum gathering right now is we must take it back. And that is the slogan with some of them at the moment right now.
Wow, they must take it back. But looking at it, when it comes to Africa, ethnicity, when it comes to election, that plays a great role in there, no matter what you do. So these individuals who are now trying to say, some born in the south and standing in the north, and some in the north and standing in the south, everything that you're talking about, do you think that the communities where they are standing for those seats are going to vote for them, knowing that, you actually, it's not one of us per se?
Well, I will speak based on the two that has been really doing what we call town hall meetings. Actually, in the last 3 weeks that the gentleman has arrived in the country, people say he cannot go to the north. He has been to the north. People say he cannot go to the east. He has been to the east. He's been to the south. He has been on a marathon. And what he's also saying is, the same way he's doing this marathon, he hopes the president of the day and those that will be other contestants as well will be doing the same marathon to engage, with the Nigerians themselves. So he's done so much interview, like we said, he's going to be in London as well on the May 12th, and we hope to have him come and tell us their policies, not just to tell us what they want to do, which we've had before.
Wow. Interesting. Now let's continue. Let's go on. Now, what about these herdsmen who have now gone to kill 2 priests, Roman Catholic priests, and I mean, you go to. It's not like you are grazing your heads, and therefore these people maybe, let me say it this way, maybe we're trying to stop you from grazing your heads, and because of that, it resulted in a confrontation, and then something like that happened. But these people are in the temple. They are in the church place, they are having their service, or let's say, and then you just go there to go and attack them? What is all that now? Are they now metamorphosing into maybe a rebel group or a terrorist group or something of the sort?
Well, the problem is that the president have not, even the presidency or the government rather, have not labeled them as terrorist organizations. So, and what we are seeing now is, like you said, someone in the church has got nothing to do with the farm. They haven't got a farmland behind them. They haven't got any reason, for the herdsmen to have been in that area. But this same, issue is now being looked into. We got to scrutinize it because, why, have they actually, changed the method of their attack? Yesterday, I could not post this graphic image out, but I'm sure, Mr. Frank was able to have, I just sent it to him, where, a human being was being tortured, and I mean real torture that I don't even want to go deep into the, what kind of torture he was going through. That shows that these individuals are real animals, and they must be dealt with as quickly as possible. And the government must put in every machinery in place right now, because Benue has been the most focused area that's been attacked consistently. We don't know why. I don't know why. And I hope the government must know that, any attack on any part of the country is big, but being an area where 73 individuals were killed, where the president didn't attended their, funeral or attended in time, and so the same place where 2 priests was killed just only yesterday.
It's a very, very sad story. The herdsmen, do they come from Benue State at all? I mean, or they are from other states and have come there, or from other countries, like we know from Mali and all the stuff that have come in there. Do you have any clue to that?
Well, what we know is, remember when the president was in London, the president was saying to us, these are, part of the Gaddafi,
overthrow and killing.
Overthrow and killing, and it's still into the country. But the question is, he didn't say that when he was in Nigeria. It was after he went back, he came here, that was been mentioned. But whatever is behind it, what are the security measures put in place, to protect life? Because, I mean, this This is not a church that was in a remote area, and for them to have come in, and according to the the commissioner for police in that state, saying there were about 30 of them. That means these people are on a real mission, and the government was more quickly to bring them into the book.
Wow. Well, listeners, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:23, with Olami Koyoki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, let's go to an interesting story before we come to Molaye's case. $462 million for an aeroplane. Is it a presidential plane?
No, it's a $462 million. It's an aircraft to, it's like, some of these military aircraft is called Tucano. This was brought from the U.S. According to the president, the letter that was sent to the House of Reps, saying that according to the timeline that was given to them by the Americans, they have no other reason than to release the money to purchase this equipment. This equipment will be used to fight the insurgent that is still taking place, as you know. But I keep saying we can spend as much as we want on huge aircraft or whatever, but we need, ground intelligence to understand who are behind some of these killings, who are behind the Boko Haram, rather than just buying huge, aircraft to combat a particular area. This is going to cost more money because each of the bomb that will be used is not going to be cheap as well.
And the destruction that will be coming with it as well. But how many planes will this $462 million buy? Is it only one?
Well, we don't know how many they've been able to purchase, but there also been a complete information that some particular countries were buying it at a particular amount. We don't know how many pieces the government have bought in terms of this, but what we know is there has been some, a kind of unconfirmed, figure. Because we know that, in this world that we are living, where whatever the government says they are buying, there's also information where individuals can pick some themselves to know how much it's worth in the market.
Wow. Interesting development there. But listeners will follow that until we let you know exactly what has happened. What kind of planes are they? And then how many? We'll let you know. Now let's come to Malawi. I don't want to go to that place you are forcing me to go. I will jump up of the police vehicle and then virtually hurting himself. Now, what is his charge now? What has he actually done? I know that he was on his way to Morocco at the airport. He was arrested. Again, wasn't he going with a diplomatic passport? Why did they allow him to be arrested when, especially, he was on an official assignment? Why didn't they wait for him to go, come back, and then maybe apprehend him?
Okay, just for the benefit of the listener that doesn't know who this person is, he's a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went and said his life was at threat. This was about a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Only for the police to say, well, you have come to tell us your life is at threat, but these individuals are the same people that you have paid to pretend that, they're going to kidnap and kill you. This individual, if you remember, there was a time we did an update where we said, there was an escape from the jail. These are about 3 of these individuals, and he has also been part of, according to the police, alleged that he's part of those that sponsor, some kind of thuggery individuals in the state. But the individual will also, they also report that between him and the present governor of Kogi State, remember they are the same APC, the ruling party, but they are not seeing eye to eye. So, is the governor using his influence as a governor that has immunity that can do anything right now, where he doesn't have the immunity, where when you are being called, no one is above the law, he could have just responded by going to Lokoja. But his worry is, if I go to Lokoja, which is Kogi State, where he's representing, the chances are they might kill him while being detained in the prison. And that's, metaphors to where there was a police warrant for him. The warrant maybe had effect with the one when he was going to Morocco, but we know after that he was rounded up in his house. On his way out to where they were taking him, he decided to do the Maradona by trying to jump out of the moving vehicle. Right now, he's still at the hospital. We just hope things can get much better, because this is a ruling party in that state and their own senator as well.
Wow.
Also, he's also in the process to be recalled. So there's a lot of things happening around him. But he's also one punch man that speaks at the Senate, not only against the governor of the day, but also to the present day government, that you will know whether this is political or this is just a rule of law playing out.
Wow. Now, finally, before we go, now empower headsmen to what? To pursue education. Wonderful. Maybe that would do. They'll leave their heads and they go to the classroom. That would change the whole thing. Who made that statement and why?
Well, actually, the headsmen that have been brutal, to come and educate them, I think that will go a long way. But the question is, we don't even know who they are. They commit this crime and they move on. They come back, they commit this crime, they've moved on. Up to now, the police doesn't have anybody in custody for some of these, horrendous crimes that they've committed. So who are they going to educate? I wish I know to be able to say.
Wow. Well, let me say thank you very much for another brilliant time. But listeners, join Olayomi Koiki this evening on Niger Voices. Again, Olayomi, what are you talking about?
Again, we'll be looking at the two individuals that took over their mother's orphanage center in Ibadan, where they've been taking care of 40 children at the age of 20 themselves, between the brother and the sister. We're also going to continue on the security measure, where we're going to have Mr. Femi in the building to talk about situation and security in the country. Security is very important. And just on the last note, while I was reading one of the paper this morning, a big mistake was done, where the American embassy were expecting a 20 American passport, but it ended up in a different home. This individual ordered 35 pounds item online, but he opened the package only to find brand new, different names of American citizen passports he needs.
Wow.
So sometimes there could be security everywhere, but you must just make sure whatever you're doing, join us on Niger Voices and Star Radio UK later on at 7 p.m. tonight.
Okay, so have a lovely day, and we'll see you later then. Olayomi.
Thank you very much.
Right. Bye. Listeners, that is Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. I hope that you enjoyed it. But this is Star Radio UK. Bring the time now to 11:31. The program finishes exactly at exactement 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 o'clock to take you straight to the Houses of Parliament for the Prime Minister's question time. That will be another mind blower. So I hope that you continue to stay tuned to listen to us. But we'll be moving on swiftly to bring you some of the stories making the rounds in the world today. I think I'll bring you the discussion I wanted to have, that is pertaining to Tanzania. Now, the April the 26th, that is tomorrow, has been said to be an anti-Magufuli protest. And UK has even gone further to warn its citizens in that part of the... Well, let me bring you a bit of details on that. The United Kingdom's Foreign and Commonwealth Office has issued a security alert in respect of Tanzania cautioning Brits to stay safe during planned anti-government protests. The April 26 protests have been banned by authorities, even though Tanzanian activists behind it, US-based Mange Kimambi, insist the nationwide protest will go ahead as planned. Its foreign travel advice of April 23rd cautioned against political gatherings, which it said could get confrontational. It cited the recent incident where a passerby was hit and killed by a bullet during protests. Now, political demonstrations across Tanzania are possible on the 26th of April 2018, Union Day. Previous political demonstrations have resulted in fatalities, and the police may use tear gas and or live ammunition. You should take care, be aware of your surroundings, and avoid large crowds or public demonstrations. Make sure you have a means of communication with you at all times, and monitor local media for updates. That is the instructions or the warning that the British, the United Kingdom Foreign and Commonwealth Office has issued to its citizens then. But why has Tanzania citizens or Tanzanians turned their backs on Magufuli? What is happening? Now, this is a man who came and then went. I remember him going to one hospital and saying that why has the MIR machine, broken down for all this while? I want it fixed. And the following day or a couple of days' time, it was fixed. Meanwhile, when the previous leader was there, nothing of the sort was happening. There were all these people who were spending money, and he came in, cutting things, making sure that leadership behaved properly. Now, it's the same man that now we got a sect of the nation, a group of people who are now set up against him. Is it that we hate it when people are doing the right thing? I tell you, if in Ghana now or in Nigeria, if Buhari says that, okay, I'm cracking down big time on all the, people who have squandered money and making sure that everybody is accountable and stuff like that, we'll have some Nigerians rising up and saying, no, we don't want that. Is it that we love to see people who are stealing or misusing funds or abusing the system to go on to do it? That is my big issue that I'm asking today. I want to have your take on it. Join me and by calling me on 0208-133-2257 or 0208-133-2258. If you're in US or Canada, it's 001-718-303-2737. The number again, 001-718-303-2737. To text or WhatsApp is 075-396-61744. 075-396-61744. Our Twitter handle is Star Radio UK and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. But whatever you do, get in touch with me whilst we take this song and then I come back to you. In Ghana, I want us to have a look at the presidency that has got more than 900 and what? And we continue. Now, yesterday I did ask Frank a question. I posed a question whilst we were discussing this issue that maybe via our constitution, we need to give a cap to government, to the presidency. Take that power off them and give them a limit that this is how many people you can appoint as ministers. This is how many people you can appoint as in the presidency. As presidential staffers or whatever. These are the number of people. So we put a cap on it. Maybe that will help us because just they come in, this one says, oh, when we were coming in, the previous government had 600 and something, and then we couldn't sack them. We have only how many presidential staffers, and we brought so much, and all those stuff that goes on there. Excuses. And this one says, oh, I didn't spend that much as the other one is spending, and all that stuff. What do you think about all that? Maybe the best way forward is to have a referendum and then change that, giving a cap that you can employ maybe up to 500 people in the presidency. That is the 500, including presidential staffers. All right? And then ministers, you can appoint maybe up to 50 ministers. There. What is important is that everybody is doing their jobs. But when you take bigger countries, you ask yourself, how many ministers do they have? How come that the system keeps working, taking out lovely? But when it comes to ours, we have a pool of people there. Whoa. As if we are selling them, yet when it comes to delivery, zitch. I want to have your take on that. Let's take this song from Rex Omar. It says da da dee da. Whatever that means.
Star Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Ayomboye
Okay, so that is Rexoma for you, bringing you da. Okay, I've given all my heart to you and all that sort. Yeah, right. Okay. Okay then, but this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 20 minutes to the top of the hour. That's 20 minutes to 12. In the next 20 minutes time, I'll be bringing the program to a close, and then we'll move you straight to the House of Parliament for Prime Minister's question time. But wherever you are, you want to join us in the discussions, just hop on. I'll quickly just go global trotting and then bring you some of the stories that is making the rounds in the world. India jails rapist guru Ashram for life. The Southside holy man with a global following of millions is jailed for life for attacking a girl. And I bet you that if we take this case to a place like Ghana or to Nigeria or to the African continent, I bet you a few people will be jailed. But hey. Well. A Southside Indian and spiritual guru who claims millions of followers worldwide has been given a life sentence for raping a 16-year-old girl. Now, Ashram Babu carried out the 2013 attack at his ashram in the northern city of Jodhpur. The court ruled he is expected to appeal. The guru, who is 77, has 400 ashrams around the world where he teaches meditation and yoga. He is also on trial in another rape case in western Gujarat state. Now, Jodhpur is on high alert because of concerns there could be violence from the guru's supporters. Now, nothing can compensate for the trauma that the victim and the family have gone through. Gustav Baines, the victim's lawyer, told the NDTV ahead of sentencing. The security measures come after followers of another guru, Gumed Rahim, ran amok after he was found guilty of rape last year. The resulting violence killed 23 people. But well, that seems to be what is going on. That's why I say that if they bring this, we happen to have some of this around Africa and that place. My goodness, loads will be apprehended and put behind bars. Well, I have not said anything there. Now, Madrid leadership leader resigns amid theft claim. First accused of faking a master's degree. Now, Cristina Cifuentes has been hit by shoplifting claims. But you ask yourself, how come? Why would someone like that go do shoplifting when you have got all the monies that you need in life? I mean, why would you want to do that? Why would you even want to think about doing anything of the sort? But well, those are things that happen. Okay. But let me bring you a bit of details of that story and then we go on. The head of Spain's Madrid region has stepped down amid shoplifting allegations. Now, weeks after being accused of faking a master's degree, a video has emerged from 2011 allegedly showing Cristina Cifuentes handing items to a supermarket security guard. It is claimed she had taken 2 pots of anti-aging cream. She was then number 2 in the Madrid Assembly. Now, Miss Cifuentes, 53, gave her master's last week when it emerged that 2 signatures on the document were forged. A prominent figure in Spain's ruling center-right party, Partido Popular, Miss Cifuentes had already come under pressure from political opponents to resign because of the degree affair. Now, she said on Wednesday she had planned to announce her resignation next week, but had brought it forward in response to the latest allegation. Now, she condemned the video that appeared on the OK Diaro website on Wednesday as a campaign of harassment aimed at a campaign of harassment aimed at bringing me down. However, she went on to admit the recording was genuine. So is it kleptomania or what? You have the money, you can afford it, so why do you go shoplift? It's funny when people do that. But well, those are some of the stories making the rounds in the world today. Okay. Now, a quick one. Now, Iran rejects Trump-Macron nuclear proposal. Information that was coming in was that Trump and Macron have agreed on terms of dealing with Iranian nuclear, the nuclear of Iran. Now, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has questioned the legitimacy of efforts by the U.S. and the European allies to change a nuclear deal with his country. The U.S. and French leaders announced on Tuesday that they were working on a new deal that would expand and extend the terms of the 2015 accord. They go further to say, but Mr. Rouhani said they had no right to renegotiate a 7-party agreement. He also dismissed U.S. President Donald Trump as a tradesman not qualified to comment on global treaties. Yeah, he's a businessman. Stay in your business. Don't come and talk about world issues. He also dismissed, you don't have any, in quotes, that's what he said, you don't have any background in politics, he said, you don't have any background in law, you don't have any background on international treaties, so you cannot come and say we have to renegotiate. Mr. Trump has said the U.S. will reimpose sanctions on Iran suspended under the deal on 12 May unless Congress and Europeans power fix it. Disastrous flaws. That goes further to the U.S. and European officials are reported to have made progress on 2 of his demands: for Iran to give international inspectors immediate access to all sites they want to see, and for Iran to halt development and testing of ballistic missiles. Okay, so are they also testing ballistic missiles as North Korea have been was doing sometime last year? This year now we know they are on the verge of. They stopped, they suspended that as whether after the meetings that they're going to be having, we're going to be seeing anything else. Now, more problematic is his call to remove the deal time limits or sunset clauses on Iran's sensitive nuclear activities and make it open-ended. And I don't think Iran is going to accept that. But well, this is some of the stories making the rounds in the world today. Bringing the time now to 12 minutes to 12 to 12. This is Star Radio UK. You want to join the conversation, like I said, just join me like now before we move on to the Houses of Parliament of Prime Minister's question time. Now, moving on to some other stories happening in the world today. 998 supersized staff at Jubilee House disappointing. That's what the CDD has said. Those are reaction to the appointment of 998 staff, or having 998 staff at the Jubilee House. What are they actually doing? It's interesting, you know. But interestingly, you know, one thing that they're saying, well, though we have 998 staff there, yet we are not spending that much. We are spending less than the previous government. So what is actually going on? Okay, now and then some other stories happening in Ghana as well. Iyoko freezes Opuni's accounts again. Those are some of the stories making the rounds. And we move on to some other stories from other. The UNDP pushes creation of environment for philanthropy in Ghana. And then deadly top toxins, deaths, 4th baby in hospital after mom comes into contact with chemicals. I heard that story was it yesterday to today, and my heart actually broke because where is the regulator who sees to it that goods that are being sold on the market is wholesome, and the general public is protected from any harm? And this body is nobody than the Standard Board. What have they done? Don't you think that by this time they should bow down their heads in shame? How come this product is on the market. Now, a 1-month-old baby has been hospitalized at the Princess Marie Louise Children's Hospital days after the unfortunate demise of a 2-year-old boy and 9-month-old twin girls due to the inhalation of pesticides, top toxins. Like goes on further to say, the Daily Heritage newspaper reports that the mother of the fourth victim, Cecilia Mensah, said immediately after she visited the home of the parents who lost their children, she breastfed her baby. Now, Cecilia said she had rushed to the room of the deceased children to carry one of them when their mother screamed for help. Now, she said she gave her child breast milk immediately after she had returned without taking her bath because the baby was crying uncomfortably. Now, doctors at the 37 Military Hospital has noticed that the fourth baby, after the now deceased kids, were rushed to the hospital assisted by Cecilia and other tenants of the house. The landlord, who did not want to be named, told the Daily Heritage that doctors of the 37 Military Hospital or tenants for at least that the Daily Heritage, the doctors at the 37 Military Hospital, all tenants of for at least 3 days, but did not obey because he felt the accident happened because the instruction for use of the agrochemical was violated. Now, again, when it comes to, you know, I'm one of the people who, when I buy a product, at times, it's not like when it's medicines and stuff like that. No. Those things I check, and I will check again. But when it comes to things like fixing things, myself and my colleague, partner in creation, we never read, you know, we just like build it up, and then maybe we get to a place and where we are stuck, then we can say, let's quickly have a look. But most of the time we get it right. But when it comes to medicines or chemicals, that you have to actually open your eyes, read, and make sure that you understand what you are actually using or doing. But this is what has caused the lives of these children. But again, how come this product is on the market? Has the standard board actually certified them to be on the market? Well, how poisonous is that somebody just goes in, lifts a child who has inhaled whatever toxins that it is, and then that child is passing out, and then the moment he puts it, eventually it wouldn't be that she was naked. Are you getting my drift? So she comes back. Let's say that she was even wearing a nightie, if it's in the nighttime. So she was wearing a nightie, went out, brought and then came back, just breastfed her baby, and the baby also just passing out. It's a very, very sad story. But that's why I say that all the organizations, all the appointments, by this time you go to this standard board, and we have Ghana Standards Authority or Standard Board Authority, whatever they call them. We will have the bosses there, the managers, and the assistants, and lots of them there. But what are they actually doing? What are they actually doing? And that is what actually concerns me. But well, what do you think about all these stories? I wanted to bring your take, but you have only 2 minutes to do that before we bring the program to a close. On the African front, I did talk about Tanzania, where anti Magufuli protest is going to take place tomorrow. But this one president we've all hailed from around the globe. I mean, especially those of us in the diaspora, saying that yes, he's doing something that African leaders never do. Sycophancy, just letting letting the boys do whatever thing that they want to do. But this is a man who comes in and say, no, you can't do anything of the sort, making sure that all the loose ends are tied nicely, and eventually making sure that things take along nicely. And this is where a group of people want to demonstrate against. I bet the whole of Tanzania should rise up against him, against those protesters. I think that is what should happen. But I don't know what you think listening to me this morning. But whatever it is, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me finally touch on another story that is making the rounds in Ghana today. Interestingly, and that I've said that I think it's about time that we get, either we go on a referendum to put a cap on the number of ministers a president or a government can appoint, and the presidential staffers as well. How many people they need or we need to have in the presidency? It is our money. It is a taxpayer. Okay, somebody say you don't live there, but I send money back home, and they use those money and they get taxes from it as well, right? Good. So I'm still contributing to it. So do you think that it would be wise for us to go on a referendum, and by doing so, we put a cap on the powers of the president to appoint the number of ministers and workers or those who are working in the presidential staffers and all that? We get a limit, and we tell them that this is how much you can spend. Maybe that will solve all our problems for us. But the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, has expressed disappointment in President Nana Akufo-Addo for overstaffing the presidency. According to a report released to Parliament on the staffing position of the Office of the President for the period January 7, 2017 to December 31, 2017, the office had 9 ministers of state, 27 presidential staffers, 256 junior political appointees, and 706 civil and public servants, totaling 998. I bet they just have to add the 2 to it so we can get 1,000 straight. Now, the CDD Ghana said the staggering number is deeply worrying, taking into consideration the burden it puts on the national purse. It is therefore calling on Parliament and the Council of State to be proactive to put checks on the presidency. Now, the center is especially disappointed at the president's decision to continue this trend of overstaffing at the presidency. Now, given the public concerns raised over his appointment last year of 110 ministers and deputy ministers, the CDD Ghana said in a statement. Now, CDD Ghana is also disappointed that neither the Council of State nor Parliament has seen fit to rein in this growing indifference of successive administrations to the fiscal costs of a supersized presidential staff and the retuning. Although the role of the Council of State in staffing of the presidency is under applicable statute, only consultative, the point of inserting the council in the process is presumably to enable it counsel the president in its staffing decisions, including we would expect in the size where it appears excessive. But this is the case where it actually appears really excessive, especially so when we have the government in power at the moment, when they were in opposition, criticizing the then government. Hey, you have what, 700 and something, what, people working in the presidency, and we think we've not heard anything of the sort before. But look at it. It is worse off than that. What do you think about all this? Well, so soon our time is up, and we'll be crossing over to the Houses of Parliament for Prime Minister's question time. I want to say thank you very much for tuning in once again to listen to us. I apologize for the breaking transmission earlier on Facebook. Let me say good morning to Ellen Presso and David Clarence Jr. all the way in Monrovia, Liberia. And on that note, I say God richly bless you. See you same time tomorrow. But remember, this evening at 7 o'clock exactly, we have no other person than the one and only Olayomi Koiki coming your way with Niger Voices. God richly bless you, and thanks once again for tuning in. We take this song, and once we come, it ends, I will take you straight to the Houses of Parliament. It's been me, the one and only Archie, saying, have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now. Imagine that they say it's Sufre Wunyame. Call on your God for all these things that is happening around the world.
New Tropicana Essentials Vitality.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Star Radio UK. Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Star Radio UK.
The Scottish Government has drafted amendments and provided proposals, all of which have been ignored by the Westminster Government. Isn't this just another broken Tory promise to Scotland?
I'm sure that question looked better written down than it sounded, when it's been absolutely clear that the Welsh Government, who Mike Russell only last week was saying was fully aligned with the Scottish Government's purpose and requirement, have made absolutely clear that the amendment that we are lodging to the EU withdrawal bill protects the devolution settlement.
All masks to turn. Mr. Speaker, East Renfrewshire has a vibrant business community, but only 70% 25 of those businesses have more than 20 employees. By far their most important market is the rest of the United Kingdom. What reassurances can my right honourable friend give them that as the UK leaves the EU they will have seamless access to the rest of the UK?
Mr. Speaker, of course, the whole debate around Clause 11 of the EU Withdrawal Bill has arisen because of the importance of retaining that UK market to businesses in Scotland, Wales and indeed Northern Ireland.
The honourable gentleman is in danger of setting a new precedent against repetition in